He's going right to the roundup.
Today's election day in New Jersey.
Maybe we should say it's streaming.
Governor's race. It is a
Okay, so now we're hot.
issues most important.
We'll get it together.
And ICE impersonated police say this man is posing as law enforcement, but he's actually a criminal.
Can't get in
And
there.
he's still out there. And historic 8-figure settlement in federal court is paving the way for college athletes to collect a paycheck. But it won't pay for everyone. A sports attorney and agent is here to
Go.
Mic check, please.
What does this mean for your high school senior?
Yeah, I'm talking.
Hi, Keith.
Talking.
I should. You think that you are the number one bet? This was a gift from my son.
And we have last minute gift ideas for the number one dad in your life.
Perfect.
All right, I'm going to do my sight gag again.
What's your side gag?
As you know, the polls in New Jersey, it's primary election day, by the way, people, opened an hour ago in the Garden State. So I was just reading over the number of candidates for governor.
Should we zoom out a little before you do this?
Okay, well, I'll wait till we come back on.
Okay. And
But that is a live shot at a polling place in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Back up, everybody. Let me at the polling place. Or
How will you ever get through that line?
I don't see any legs hanging below the curtains yet.
No.
There was one guy. We saw one guy.
And he was waiting before they opened.
Yes.
He was ready to go.
So one of the gubernatorial candidates has one vote now. All right. So let me give you the list of the others. Oh, it didn't roll out.
Well, we can do it again.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, Sue.
Stand by. We're reversing.
It was so smooth at 6, but I know a lot of people wake up at 7.
That's true. So are we going to do this every hour? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, probably, yeah. I got nothing else today. Running on fumes. Oh, here are the list of candidates for governor in New Jersey. That's a little better.
Well done. Oh, wait. I thought you were going to do that again.
Oh, it's no good.
Oh, you're such a perfectionist.
Here's Sue.
I've got some thunderstorms to show you.
Oh, let's do that.
Ultimate Doppler radar. The strongest of those thunderstorms in Harrisburg and that area moving into Lancaster County. But we've got rain in a lot of places and it's becoming more and more frequent. It's very light here in Old City as we look at our neighborhood. Can't really tell that the roads are starting to get wet, but they are. Now this is the cluster of thunderstorms I'm talking about moving out of Harrisburg into Lancaster County right now, and this part of Lancaster County is included in a flash flood warning because of the heavy downpours. So it could be a little difficult to travel around right now in those areas. As far as other places are concerned, we are seeing more heavy downpours. We already had some in Reading this morning, but parts of Chester County, and see the rain that just popped up in Wilmington and south of Wilmington, Delaware. That's the deal for this morning. So the number's a 6 out of 10 because it's kind of unsettled. And Bus Stop Buddy, National Iced Tea Day has temperatures in the 60s and some showers this morning, 80s later on in the day. We'll have much more to tell you about that. And also the dense fog out there this morning, Bob Kelly. There's a lot of issues today.
I'm going for a Fishtown iced tea this morning because look, we can barely see the Delaware Memorial Bridge foghorn. Thank you, Molly, in the control room. Come on, we put batteries in that this morning. Let's go outside here to 95, stacked and packed from pretty much Academy all the way down into Center City, Philadelphia. So just a yucky start. We have the poor visibility with the fog, the wet roadways. Even down 495, get ready to get hit with the dousing of a heavy shower here. 95 heading down toward the airport. You can kind of see the fog laying over the airport. We're looking at about 26 delays right now. No cancellations, so that's good. Just 26 delays because of the fog. So allow yourself some extra time and be ready for delays if you're flying out of Philly this morning. Delays on a couple of the regional rail lines as well as a bunch of the bus and trolleys. And here's an example from the Camden Toll Plaza. So again, the thick fog, wet road
These
is
are
for a
lowercase.
yucky start.
Yeah, everything's lowercase.
All together.
And Alex, back over to you.
Of course, the primary election in New Jersey is not just about the governor, but that's what we're concentrating on. It's getting the biggest headlines. The winning candidate, there are 11 of them up for the governorship. They will succeed Governor Phil Murphy, who is term limited. He can't run anymore.
So Hank is live in Camden County with more on the turnout, more on the races. And have you seen, and maybe it's just the timing of when we happen to come to you. Have you seen anybody else? Why you say it like that? Oh, yeah.
Ready for you, waiting for you. The polls are all.
So that means no?
I guess.
'Cause he didn't
No,
say anything
yes,
else.
no. This is just pathetic.
If you're in New Jersey and you're watching right now, you should go vote. We keep showing it and nobody's there. And this is going to help determine your next governor. Kind of a big deal. It makes me so sad on these.
You know, we don't have to take him.
Maybe we should
still
just keep
gets
shaming
saved.
people.
Former Assembly Minority Leader John Brand, media talk of Bill Spadea, and former two-time candidate Jack Chiarelli. Democrats include two long-term North Jersey mayors, and Steve Fulop and Ross Barack, and North Jersey U.S. Congresspeople Mikey Sherrill and Josh Gottheimer, former state
And Brock certainly has a lot of publicity on his side after being
voters say, listen, immigration is a big factor in costs are chasing people out of state.
Immigration is absolutely an issue for me. What I would consider mistreatment of the undocumented immigrants is an issue for me. I lived in Florida for a good decade and come up here and everything is just ridiculously expensive and property taxes is just goes beyond.
So unfortunately, I have to leave Jersey. I've been in the state over 40 years and going to Florida. I'll be able to save more and have a little more in my pocket.
Amen to that, guys. If you want to know why we vote on the primaries and the governor here in New Jersey a year after most of the rest of the country does, there are three other states like this. It goes back to 1947 when Governor Driscoll at that point decided we needed our own year to vote for governor so the voters could focus on that. Polls, as I said, have been open for an hour. They close tonight at 8 o'clock. If you're in line, you'll be able to vote. But you got 14 hours, guys, and there is no line. Come straight to the front of the line here at Cherry Hill. But do vote, please, guys.
That's just sad looking.
But that's the good news. There's no line. Maybe this will motivate some people to come out then. You don't have to wait. Make it quick.
Is there coffee or anything, Hank? I mean, pastry at all?
Hopefully, at least for the poll workers.
Anything?
Shout out to them.
Yeah, he's not even responding now. All right, 707.
The search is on for a man who police say posed as an ICE agent, terrorized a woman, and robbed a car repair shop.
What? This all went down next to the police station?
The police station. And Mike, you had mentioned it previously in regards to nowadays, I mean, ICE raids and ICE, that is something that's being talked about a lot. And now we have someone locally here in the Mayfair area targeting businesses, impersonating being an ICE agent. And like I said, I'm here at 15 Police District, and the business that he targeted is right next door, that white building that you see the tires located at. Now, this is the picture of the man
It's the same
police say
parking
was
lot.
impersonating an ICE agent. Authorities say just after 2 p.m. on Sunday, the man walked through
Who
the
did they
open
get that
garage doors of the auto
killer?
repair business, leading to the inside back doors of the secured office. Surveillance shows him wearing a badge, blue latex gloves, and a tactical vest labeled security law enforcement agent, a black hat and sunglasses. The man approached the business cashier and zip-tied her hands behind her back. The cashier is a 50-year-old woman who is originally from the Dominican Republic, a legal resident since 2007. The victim told Fox 29 that every time she tried to get a look of the man, he strongly twisted her around, causing injury, and kept stating he was an Immigration and Customs Enforcement, better known as ICE. The man stole $1,000 in cash from the office, then took off in a white Ford commercial van lined with red dashes on the side with heavy tints. After quite a bit of time struggling, the victim was eventually able to break free from the restraints and call police for help. And as you guys can imagine, this is quite the traumatizing experience for this young victim, this lady. And to be honest, the even crazier thing is the fact that she actually wasn't even supposed to be working that day on Sunday. She was actually filling in for another coworker that called out sick. Mike Master.
Wow. Wow. All right. We'll let you know if they ever catch that dude. Well, the manhunt for that father accused of killing his 3 young daughters, they still haven't found him. And the search intensifies as federal authorities take control. And now the National Guard is joining the search. Officials accuse 32-year-old Travis Decker of killing his 3 daughters. I think he smothered them nearly 2 weeks ago. According to autopsy results, the coroner's office confirms the cause of death of the 3 girls, yes, suffocation, and ruled the case homicides. Officials announced yesterday they found additional physical evidence in Decker's pickup truck and located his dog nearby at a local Humane Society shelter. Forensic discoveries in the case include blood samples taken from the scene, one matching a male believed to be Travis Decker. How he got bloodied, we don't know.
7:10. Violent protests may be easing up in Los Angeles after a 4th day of demonstrations over immigration raids.
Well, as of yesterday afternoon, the president sent in about how many Marines did we send out there, Doug? 700? Okay. $4,000, yeah.
There have been some skirmishes overnight. And while police were still ordering protesters off the streets, this all follows days of sometimes violent demonstrations with police and federal agents in the crosshairs. LA city leaders are hoping the worst is behind them, with the mayor blaming this all on White House immigration enforcement.
I can't emphasize enough the level of fear and terror that is in Angelenos right now.
And while hundreds of National Guard troops have been deployed, they're playing support roles, blocking streets, protecting federal assets. More are on the way, though, and a contingent of Marines as well, as the White House escalates its response. California, meantime, is now suing the administration over the deployment.
So Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
The California Governor Gavin Newsom dared border czar Tom Homan to arrest him after threats to go after state officials who block immigration actions. President Trump said he backed that, underscoring how the White House views the immigration issue.
That's the strongest issue for President Trump. It's the weakest issue for Democrats. Look, President Trump is salivating politically for this fight.
And the president will be focused on the military today. He's traveling to Fort Bragg in North Carolina as the Army begins to mark its 250th anniversary.
All right, Doug. Thank you for keeping an eye on that. Okay. Did you hear about this for the state of Pennsylvania? Amazon says it will spend $20 billion to build 2 data centers in the Keystone State, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, in an effort to meet the growing demand for artificial intelligence products. One will be built in Fairless Hills, Bucks County, the other next to the Susquehanna nuclear power plant. Governor Josh Shapiro says the centers will bring in more than 1,000 jobs, probably more than that. It's the largest private investment in Pennsylvania's history. All right? Boy, people trying
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, buy up that AI stuff. Mm-hmm. People don't want to fall behind when it comes to artificial intelligence. Speaking of...
Remember the days when AI used to mean Allen Iverson?
Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Hey, did you go to his 50th birthday party?
I heard it was quite the bash.
Oh, yeah.
Were you there?
No, I was up in New York, or I would have gone. It was at Live Casino.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Quite a time.
Quite a time. Well, you know you're old when AI, Allen Iverson's 50.
You remember when he was young?
Yes.
Oh, he's still young.
Not that long ago. All right, we've got a couple of challenges for you as you're traveling around this morning. First is the dense fog. The advisory is in effect for southern New Jersey and all of Delaware for visibility quarter mile or less at times. But we also see that Philly International is down to 0.8 of a mile visibility. So a lot of these places are dealing with dense fog this morning. Plus we have strong thunderstorms We're looking at a flash flood warning for Adams, Lancaster, and York counties until 10 o'clock, at least portions of those counties. For this area of heavy downpours, thunder and lightning, a really big cluster of thunderstorms moving out of Harrisburg. You see it's all moving eastward. We'll zoom in again and show you with the lightning there where the heaviest downpours are, just east of York, Pennsylvania. And there are a few other places, like parts of Chester County. There's Pottstown with a heavy downpour at the moment.
Longhouse, tomato pie,
Delaware as
and
well. And that's just a couple of examples, because this could pop up at any time when you're traveling around in the next couple of hours. It does look like things will clear out this afternoon, and we will see some sunshine. Still can't rule out a pop-up thunderstorm later on in the day, but they'll be very isolated. 82 degrees today, 85 tomorrow, and here's the other weather headline. 90 degrees on Thursday. There's a very good chance we'll get to 90 this time. I know we said that last week, but I don't know where we get such a big deal out of it anyway. But we are. Upper 80s on Friday, 75 on Saturday and Sunday, so there is a cool down just in time for Father's Day on Sunday. Dad, I mean Bob.
Thanks, Judy. 716. Good morning, everybody. Got a little accident here on the Schuylkill Expressway. It's eastbound. Whether you come around the curve here off to the side, but you can see the glare on the road surface where everything is damp and wet, combination of the fog and the rain that's kind of been rolling through here over the last couple hours since we've been on the air, beginning this morning at 4 o'clock. Here's an example of 95 in South Philadelphia. You can barely see the stadium complex, so make sure the little ones got something brightly colored on if they're going to be standing out on the bus stop. They're excited. It's their last week of school for most of them. And then it'll begin summer vacay. 26 delays this morning alone down at Philly International. That's mainly due to the fog and the poor visibility. A number of delays on the regional rails, slippery rails, and you got your normal bus and trolley delays, and just a crawl coming in from South Jersey. So again, slower than normal this morning. So slow your roll. A little extra room too between you and that bumper in front of you. Mike and Alex, back over to you.
Thanks, Bob. At 7:17, the Stanley Cup Finals continue.
Yeah, that was game 3. The Florida Panthers absolutely put a hurting on the Edmonton Oilers, taking game 3 by a 6-1 final.
Ouch.
Panthers now lead it 2-1, and game 4 is Thursday.
It's Thursday. It's been competitive up to last night. Phillies ended their 5-game losing streak. Had to go to extra innings. Not even 10 or it's 12th inning. Brandon Marsh RBI single. That would have been probably a double. But they scored it as a single. And I thought it was a 12th inning, but I don't know. Anyway, a final score 4-3. And it was a solid night for Zach Wheeler again. He went 6 innings, 7 strikeouts. And this is what he had to say after the game. He didn't get the win because of a home run by the Cubs, but here he is.
Win's a win, so...
You can check it out. I think it was the 12th inning.
Tough road series is nice to come back home and get that win.
You know, it's huge. That's why we show up and try not to play. You know, I
mean,
that. You know, it was, like I said, it was a big win for us.
11.
Keep the momentum going into the morning.
Yeah, it was the 11th inning. So the Phillies continue their series against the Cubs at 6:45 this evening. Oh, the young man is back. Mick Abel is your projected starter this evening, and then they have a day game tomorrow. All right.
Okay.
Spider-Man was out last night as rookie center fielder Denzel Clark. Wait till you see this. He plays for the Oakland Athletics, soon to be the Vegas Athletics. He scales the wall, robbing the Angels of a home run. Now watch him climb this fence.
Pitch to Nolan Shawano, left-handed hitter, fly ball left center. Denzel going back here in the track, at the track, right to the wall. They've been climbing the wall. Did he catch it? He did! You can't believe what this kid is doing in center field.
That was at the Angels' home field, which he's not used to. Look at that. Well, that could be the catch of the year.
I would think so.
You know?
I would think so. The center fielder climbed the wall. Look at that. Yeah. Incredible timing and athleticism. Remember that time we were at Citizens Bank Park and I ran up against that thing? It's still hurt. Even though it's padding, it can still hurt.
We were trying to recreate her catching a ball off the wall, and she nearly broke her shoulder.
So can you imagine if you hop up and almost over it?
Yeah.
How that feels.
Wow. Despite rumors, former Villanova basketball coach Jay Wright is not taking that Knicks head coaching job. A new report says he informed the organization he's not interested and will stay retired. There is a lot of speculation he'd take the job since most of the team he coached in college. Jay retired after leading the Wildcats to Final Fours 3 years ago. Well, he won 2 national titles. So I can see why his name came up immediately. Mm-hmm. Just like coaching his former teammates.
Did you think he would stay retired? I thought he would pop back up somewhere.
I
don't blame him.
I think there's more to it that he didn't want to take that job, but I really thought he would coach again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he's so good on TV too, and you don't have to recruit. And then NIL. Yeah, so I'd stay away from that.
And we're going to be talking about that a little bit later.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
No, in like 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes, we're going to talk about NIL and all this money going to colleges. What's that mean for your high school athlete that you're sitting there looking at, eating his Cheerios or her Cheerios? 721. They could be millionaires. And get them out of the house.
The Eagles mandatory mini camp is today at NovaCare. As the Birds come off their Super Bowl victory, they have a blend of fresh talent and returning favorites, as you know. So today's mini camp marks the final phase of off-season programs. During camp, players are expected to participate in drills like 7-on-7, 9-on-7, and 11-on-11 without full contact or pads.
No.
Players who don't attend will be fined.
Well,
they'll be there.
Yeah. I'm only here because so I won't be fined. Marshawn Lynch?
Yes, that is Marshawn Lynch.
Thank you very much. That's probably 10 years old, that quote.
But it sticks.
Yes,
He's
it
made
does.
commercials off that. Like that was his catchphrase now at this point.
I'm only here, so I won't be fined. Coming up, did you see Apple, what they announced? Software upgrades, big changes. We'll take a look at what the company is calling liquid glass. Mm-hmm. And Kyle Schwarber with Jen.
Dom, is there a way to find that video? It's Philly's. What was it? What would it be called? When I ran up against the padding? Phillies.
2:20 break. Alex, do you think for your grandpa, is it he can get on that big stool? I mean, we do have a little box thing. He's okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no full story.
What would it be called? Phillies. Maybe I did it on.
I think it was, we were putting together an
Opening day, but it was like I had braids.
It was not last year. It was the year before.
Shot down in May.
I'm pretty sure you posted it, but
I'm looking, I'm scrolling. The problem is you just gotta scroll. Yes.
This is what I came up with.
Okay, 2 seconds. Sorry,
looks good to me.
Yeah, that looks good. Thank you.
Yeah. No donuts yet?
He said he should be there in 15 to 20 minutes.
Alright, all good. I just wasn't sure.
No, listen, I'm sweating too because I texted him. I was like, this is kind of the thing.
Maybe they don't know how to order an Uber.
Damn, what's it? Oh, here we go. I found it. All right, Dom, I'm emailing it to you now. Even though it was dumb because I didn't have a ball. I just ran into it. And then I guess have the other guy ready. What was his name? The guy with athleticism.
I've already forgotten.
Denzel Clark.
40 out. 40. $30 out.
And I believe Denzel Clark, this is his first year in the majors,
15.
right?
Let me know when you have it, Dom, or when we're doing.
8,
Okay.
7, 6.
What are we doing?
5,
Me running up
4,
against the wall.
3, 2, 1.
Man, it reminds me of growing up, listening to the radio, transistor radio. That song, Dance to the Music, peaked at number 8 in 1967. Now, we just showed you that Denzel Clark catch. This is his first year in the majors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he was born in Canada.
What a
So,
way to start.
wow, that could be the first time he ever played in that stadium.
So let's
I'd have
see
to look
one
at that.
time.
Now, this is out in Anaheim. He not only goes, he goes all the way over.
The padded wall. You would think now do they have to worry about padding on top of the wall? Because you probably felt that at the top.
Oh, on his stomach, he felt that.
Mm-hmm.
But that wall, yes, is padded.
Yes, but it can still hurt, as I found out. Now, I want to say, this was a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike, we were getting ready for the Phillies opening day. Mike was like, oh, Alex, you should test out the padded wall.
Yeah, pretend like you're catching a ball.
And instead, I did this.
Jeez.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be just kind of a glancing blow. You try to run through it.
Well, you said run up to it, so I
Yeah.
took the
Jeez. Oh, God.
So maybe Denzel can show me some things.
I would hope so, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not hopping over it, though, because that hurt enough. And
Are you
needless to
okay?
say, that was a couple years ago. I have not done that since.
No. I'm surprised you don't have paper cuts.
I do find ways to get. We did a montage one time of all the injuries I've received.
You've been hurt at least
being
10
on the
times
show.
over the 10 years you've been here. Easily.
Yeah.
And historic 8-figure settlement in federal court, paving the way for college athletes to get an even bigger paycheck. But it won't pay for everybody. We have a sports attorney, you've met him before, and agent going to join us to break it down. What does this mean for your high school athlete that you have in your family? I made no money in college.
205 break.
Trouble is, Buddy texted and said he'll be here in 15, and so will my dad. So let's hope they don't arrive at the same time.
You know they will.
Stop it. Hey, how are you?
Well, how are you?
Doing
Just
all right.
super.
Good.
Did you get to talk with our person yesterday?
Only very,
Oh,
very
okay.
briefly. She was great.
Because I was looking for the.
So you know she was great, but we didn't speak that length. Do you have any questions for me before?
Where do we begin?
It's really complicated, so we'll simplify it as much as possible.
That sounds like a good time.
Let me get rid of this. Why don't you take it? No, not a good one.
So when we say each school is going to get $20 million, what does that mean?
It's actually not. They have 20.5 of their revenue to spend on current athletes. But the real settlement is 2.8 billion to the athletes from 2016 to 2024, and then
Wait a minute, they go back to 2016?
2016 because it's been not. This case has been pending in the Supreme Court for a long time.
Oh, so it's retroactive.
Well, yes, the settlement includes athletes going back to 2016. Were you still playing then?
Yeah.
Say hello to. Oh, they can't see him, but we have a live stream now. Lena, there we go.
Hey, everybody.
We have a lot of fun stuff. So I know it's almost 7:30. We're doing this NIL. By the way, I brought my favorite popcorn today. For those asking about the popcorn.
Boom chicka.
Yes, I like this a lot better. Also, Grandpa's here. So Grandpa and my dad, they're going to be doing a special segment at 8:15. So you'll get to see them when you go see. So tune in.
2.
Father's Day, Sunday. And if you haven't purchased a gift, you're probably like the rest of us. But you're running out of time. We have an expert going to join us to share some last minute gift ideas, and they're pretty good. It's not ties and mugs and stuff like that. Speaking of Father's Day and stuff like that, so I'm on the phone yesterday with Alex Holly, and we're chatting. There's a lull in the conversation, and then she calls me, but Grandpa, she called me Grandpa.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. I know this doesn't sound great, but we were already talking about my grandpa, so he was on my mind because I was talking about the fact that Grandpa just came into town. And then I was trying to ask you something. I said, well, Grandpa, and it just came out because I was thinking of Grandpa. It wasn't because, I mean, you are a grandpa.
That's
but
right.
it wasn't because I was calling you Grandpa. Mm-hmm. I knew he was not going to let this go. I knew this would come back to bite me.
I go, excuse me?
Yeah, he was ready to hang up.
Grandpa.
But Grandpa is here, and actually, we'll have both grandpas. This one and my actual grandpa.
Alex's.
Keep talking.
Yeah. Dig it. Take the shovel out of her hand.
Try and get out of it. Yeah, he's a loving grandpa.
Hang around for Alex's two grandpas coming up in just a moment.
A grandpa sandwich.
Yeah. Oh, well. Here's Sue.
All right, we've got some weather out there. We've got two issues this morning. We've got the rain, you can see that on radar, and we have
Thanks for
fog.
being here.
There it